Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to What's the Damage, the good old WTD question mark here on my channel, you know, the longest running segment on this channel, you know. Been recording videos for 6 years, man, and you know, it just keeps getting angrier and angrier as, you know, these rants go on, you know. So today's video is going to cover a very hot topic right now that has actually always been very controversial, you know, throughout the years, and right now I'm seeing it a lot more prominently in the United States, you know, which is actually what inspired this video per se, you know. I use Twitter a lot, and the vast majority of the people that I follow there live in America right now, you know, be it friends or celebrities or other miscellaneous people, you know, content creators. And I have been recently I started seeing a bunch of tweets popping up and trending regarding abortion, you know, and I dug a little deeper. I tried to put in some research and I asked a few friends who live over there, you know, what the hell was going on, because I was a little blindsided by the news, you know. And the deeper I dug, the worse it got, you know. The angrier I started to feel at this very blatant demonstration of oppression towards women again, you know, because women have been oppressed for as long as I can remember, man. When I was born, women were still being oppressed. I'm a 90s kid, you know, and they have always fought for equal rights in society. That's why feminism exists, you know, and other things, you know. The Me Too movement, I believe, is also connected to that, you know. And I wanted to record this video here to cover this topic, you know, and give my opinions about it, because I feel that as a content creator, you know, my videos can't always just be, you know, happy, go lucky, informative, educational. I also want to tackle, you know, controversial topics here and give my viewpoints on it, you know. And before I begin my discussion, I want to let you guys know, all of the women right now watching this video, I am on your side, okay? I am trying to rally behind you in this abortion case here, you know. So if anything that I say in this video comes off incorrectly or makes you feel like I'm against you or something, I already apologize ahead of time. Feel free to comment below if I say anything that, you know, you take the wrong way. Feel free to correct me or give me a different opinion, you know. I'm all for it. I am completely open to, for women who feel oppressed, you know, especially regarding abortion, to come here and talk to me, you know. This is just one guy's perspective, but I'm pretty sure you all know that we don't always get it right, you know. A lot of times we are clueless. We don't even know what we're talking about. So even though I'm trying to give my support here and give my opinion in an open, honest way, I might still make a few mistakes. So if I do, feel free to call me out, okay? I'm all for it, all right? So let's talk a little bit about abortion, guys. And this, coming from somebody who physically cannot ever have an abortion because he cannot get pregnant, you know, as a male, from the male species, you know, it's obviously, the opinion would obviously be much stronger if it was coming from a woman, especially one who's had an abortion before, you know. But I try to put myself in their place, and essentially this is what I have. Now, I have a very simple and straightforward opinion regarding abortions, and that opinion is that I have no opinion because I can't get an abortion, you know. I don't have the right to judge a woman's decision to get or not get an abortion, because I will literally never physically be in the same position that she is in, you know. All I can do is speculate. I can say what I think, but no matter what I say, I'm going to be wrong, and you are too if you're a guy, because we can't get pregnant, we can't get abortions. So how the hell are we going to judge if it's right or wrong to get something that we literally cannot, you know? It's not like getting open heart surgery, you know, or something that both men and women can get, you know? This is completely their territory, you know? Abortions can only be judged as wrong or right by women, okay? Because they're the ones who get these things, man. They're the ones who carry the babies around with them and eventually decide to, you know, push it out or not, you know? And it's actually funny because one of the things that has been the topic of discussion here, you know, is that women are baby killers when they choose to get abortions, because they are taking life away from something that could have been, or something of the sort. No, it is just this crazy amount of BS, man. For starters, embryos don't have lives. The heartbeat of an embryo can start to develop between like 6 to 7 weeks or so after the initial how can I say, conception. Oh, that's not the word. It can be detected from after 6 to 7 weeks of it being in the mother's womb, you know, and it can be detected by vaginal ultrasound, so it is possible for you to see the heart, you can detect the heartbeat while it's still in development, you know, but then in some places it can be as early as 3 to 4 weeks. But the point is that for a very long time, the embryo literally has no heartbeat, you know, it literally does not have a life. It doesn't really like exist yet, you know. So this whole argument of, well, women are killing babies because the embryos have heartbeats and that's not true at all, man. That is not scientifically true. That's not how this works, you know. And even if that's the case, even if the mother decides to abort the baby at a later process, you know, of conception, you know, when there already is a heartbeat, dude, it's her baby, it's her body. She decides what to do with it, you know. I mean, because this whole thing of like you're killing babies because you aren't giving it a chance to fight and, you know, come out of you and exist, you know, dude. It is basically living in her stomach, you know. She is carrying the baby around. It's basically like, I don't know, let's say for example, you rent an apartment and you pay rent and your landlord can come and, you know, he can kick you out whenever he wants to, you know, for a justifiable reason or just because he doesn't freaking like you, you know. It's in the law, right? Of course, there are some exceptions to it, but basically a landlord can come and kick out, a tenant whenever the hell he wants to, you know. It's the same thing with a mother and a baby in her womb. If she doesn't want it there anymore, she has the right to get an abortion, and you do not have the right to judge her because it's her damn body, you know. She is the one who is going through the physical agony of carrying a child around, which is going to be sucking up her nutrients and giving her mood swings and making her go crazy sometimes, you know. Pregnancy is not easy, man, you know. I mean, any fathers out there who have children and have seen their wives be pregnant and how much suffering it is, and then eventually the baby coming out, which is very, 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 very painful, birthing a damn child, you know. I mean, obviously not as painful as being kicked in the balls for us, you know, because there's actually a funny joke with that, because it's like, I saw this recently where this guy said, you know, that being kicked in the balls is more painful than having a child, and then a woman says, well, have you had a child? But then he goes, well, no. But then again, I see women saying, oh, let's have another one, but then guys never say, I want you to kick me in the balls again, you know. But that's beside the point, you know. I just wanted to inject a little bit of humor in an otherwise very, very tense video, but that's over now. So basically the way that I think is this, you know, because I cannot get pregnant and conceive a child, you know, carry it around and eventually push it out into the world, I don't have the right to judge somebody who can do that, you know. If she wants to have the baby, let her have the baby, and if she doesn't, let her not have it. Leave the women alone, man. It's just a bunch of people, you know, a bunch of guys and assholes trying to oppress them for literally no reason, man. It's their bodies. A woman's self-esteem is it goes much deeper than a guy's self-esteem, man, you know. If you call a guy fat or ugly, he's not gonna care. He'll probably want to fight you or just walk away. But if you call a woman fat or ugly, you know, she might lock herself in her room and cry for 12 hours, man, you know. Their self-esteem and having a baby really affects them in this way too, you know. So the more you try to oppress them and the more you try to control them and tell them what's right or wrong, the more women are gonna die because of this, man. Society already puts a lot of pressure on them as it is, dude. So when it comes to this, I really think that all of the men in the world should just collectively shut the hell up about it. Let's take advantage of the opportunity here to address another very, very strong issue here in the room, okay? Forced pregnancy, right? So when a woman is sexually abused or raped, to put it more broadly, you know, and bluntly, and she is now forced to carry around an unwanted fetus in her womb, you know, and developing it. And if she chooses not to get the abortion, she will give birth to literally a bastard child that she never wanted in the first place, you know? This is even sadder when the girl is underage, you know, or just way too young, or did not plan to have a baby at all, but because another man, because a monster took advantage of her against her will and abused her, she now has to give birth to his child, you know. And that's really hard for a woman, man, you know, when she becomes a mother so prematurely in this way. Now, obviously, getting an abortion in this case is not only understandable, it is completely justifiable, at least in my opinion, you know, because she was forced to be pregnant. She didn't want to be pregnant, so now she has the right to go and get rid of this child that she never wanted in the first place, you know? It's completely understandable. And yet there are people who are fighting against this now, you know? From what I understood, you know, in the United States right now, you know, I have been following so much, a lot of what's been happening, tweets, you know, and people talking about it, and it seems like right now they are creating, or trying to create, or have already created a law that will penalize women for getting abortions regardless of the context. So tell me if you really think it's fair for a woman who was raped and got unwillingly pregnant to abort that child that she never wanted in the first place. You can really look me in the eye and tell me that that is right? You can really tell me that she doesn't have the right to get rid of that child, you know, justifiably? You really think that a woman is supposed to carry around a child conceived against her will by force and birth that thing? You know, it's going to completely mess up her life, man, you know? What if she's young and, you know, has a part-time job and is paying through college and can barely get by on her own, man? I know she can barely get by as it is right now. She's going to raise a child completely by herself because the monster who raped her is definitely not going to help. You really think that this is fair? You really think that this is something that women deserve? You really truly think that these laws now that are against them, you know, and abortions are actually, you know, ethically correct? Because I don't. I honestly think that there's something wrong with this. There are so many different things wrong with this that I don't even know where to begin describing it, dude. You know, because obviously, and it's weird because society is going to look upon the rapist and give him a much less severe sentence than the woman who chooses to abort. You know? This is a very direct attack at women, like I said before, you know, and this is a very powerful show of sexism, you know, and oppression, and showing that we are going back to the days where they were very heavily oppressed and treated as objects. This right here is a very sad moment in women's rights history. You know, because I think that we should allow them to do whatever the hell they want, because they suffer a lot more than us, man. You know, if a guy walks down the street at night, you know, even if it's a bad neighborhood, you know, you are never going to know how frightening it truly is to walk down that dark neighborhood or a dark alley at night unless you're a woman. Whatever fear a guy feels, you can believe that a woman feels that 100 times worse, man, because women can be assaulted and taken advantage of in broad daylight, you know, and there are men who aren't going to help. There are people who just let them suffer, you know, and that's wrong, you know, and to say that it's wrong is a massive understatement, but honestly, I don't even know what else I can say here on YouTube without it turning into cursing, because I literally can't swear on this platform anymore, you know, so I just think that we are going backwards very quickly, you know, because the way that society is trying to control women now, it's literally, I mean, everything that they have fought for over all these decades is going to waste, man. You know, you're throwing all of it away. All of these movements, you know, these months where we celebrate, I do believe it's breast cancer month, you know, or empowering movements for women and feminism, you know, everything that we are trying to celebrate in their honor, we are taking away if we do this abortion craziness, you know. This is absolute and utter madness, and it really needs to stop, okay? We are not the ones who get pregnant, sometimes against our will. We're not the ones who carry these children around us, you know, unwantingly, if that word even exists, you know. We're not the ones who carry this weight, and we are not the ones who are being stomped on. If you were born a guy, if you were born a white male in America, you have nothing to worry about for the rest of your life, man. And if you were born a woman, even if you're a white woman in America, you still have a lot, like, you really do suffer a lot, you know. Don't even get me started on minorities, you know, blacks and Asians, you know, Hispanics. That's a completely different rabbit hole that I don't want to get into in this video here, but women are born into a world that, you know, mistreats them right out of the gate, man. And the more that, the worse that we make it, the less that they will progress, if that makes sense the way that I phrased it, you know. Yeah, given the rates of abortions today, guys, it's very likely that you know somebody who has gotten an abortion. You know, you might even know multiple women who had abortions, whether they've told you or not. So, and a lot of women can and probably will definitely die from this decision, you know, because, I mean, there are women who have a medical need for abortions, you know, because it's literally a necessity to avoid the risk of death, man, you know. And a lot of them can even take their lives. They will commit suicide just because they can't fathom what's going on. So please, let's just all get together and stop oppressing them for once in human history. I honestly think that's it, man. That's all I wanted to say about this. Maybe I left a few things out. I have been reading some text that women have been posting on Instagram and Twitter, and it helps me put it more into perspective, and like sort of place myself in their positions, and try to sympathize more, which I think is something that many more men need to do. There are more men who definitely should be angered by this, especially if you have a girlfriend or a wife, who has had kids, if you're a father. This is something that should definitely outrage you, man, because you have to try to put yourself in the position of your significant other or your mother, your sister, your cousin, your grandmother, your neighbor, It's really not hard to sympathize with others, especially women who have been oppressed for like centuries, And just when I think that it's getting better, we're taking a step in the right direction, we take several steps backwards, So this is just the opinion of one guy. This is just what I think, okay? So I'm pretty sure that other guys do as well, but I am fortunate enough to have a voice here on YouTube. Even though very few people watch my videos, I am comfortable enough in front of a camera where I can record a video like this voicing my concerns, And maybe, just maybe, this video will reach somebody who needs to hear it, If you're going through an abortion right now, if you have been persecuted for it, if you're considering getting one, in my opinion, you have the right to do so, okay? So hopefully this message empowers you a little bit to make that decision, and don't let the world judge you because everybody else is wrong, okay? You're the one with the baby, whether you want to have it or not, so you are the one who can decide if you want to keep it or not, okay? Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And that's it. I think I'm gonna end it here, guys, because it's taking a toll on me already. But anyway, that's it. Whether or not you agree, or disagree, let me know in the comments below. Let's try to keep the comments PG down there, okay? No need to attack anybody, especially if women come through, Let them voice their concerns because they're the only ones who can, all right? And that's it, guys. If you happen to like this video, please go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, might as well hit the notification bell as well to know exactly what time I upload. And that's it. This is Chazzy signing out for now. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen.